Toyota is betting on a new engine that could change everything. Toyota is developing a brand new engine that it believes could completely rewrite the rules of the automotive game. The company says it's not just building new tech, it's working closely with governments to create the infrastructure needed for a future free of emissions. While the rest of the world is racing headfirst into the electric vehicle (EV) revolution, Toyota is quietly charting a different course. As most automakers embrace EVs as the inevitable future, Toyota has taken a bold step that no one saw coming. An engine so groundbreaking, it's shaking the very foundations of the EV industry. So what's going on? Has Toyota discovered a hidden truth the rest of the industry missed? Is this move just resistance to change? Or is there a bigger vision at play? Let's break down the bold strategy that's turning heads and stirring debate in the global EV race. And trust me, what Toyota's doing might just surprise you. The world's EV obsession and the reality check right now, companies like Tesla, BYD, and other big names are pouring billions into EVs, convinced they're the ultimate solution to climate change. Governments around the world are backing them with incentives and policies designed to speed up the electric transition. But Toyota sees things differently. In their eyes, the world just isn't ready to go all in on electric cars. Not yet. The biggest challenge? Infrastructure. Despite the EV boom, many areas still lack enough charging stations, especially in rural or developing regions. And then there's the battery issue. Lithium, cobalt, and other essential materials are not only rare and expensive, but their extraction comes with serious environmental and ethical concerns. Think water depletion, pollution, and even child labor in some mining regions. Plus, let's not forget the strain EVs would place on the grid. If millions of EVs start charging at once, many current power systems could be overwhelmed. That's especially true in areas with already fragile electricity supplies. And even after all that, EVs still face limitations, like long-distance travel, transporting heavy loads, and cold weather performance. So while EVs are certainly part of the solution, Toyota believes they're not the only solution, and definitely not one size fits all. Toyota, the industry's bold outlier. While Ford, Volkswagen, and Mercedes are racing to go fully electric, Toyota's pressing pause. Their message: let's slow down and think this through. But don't mistake this for fear of innovation. Toyota was the company that launched the Prius back in 1997, the world's first mass-market hybrid. Long before EVs were trendy, Toyota was already shaking up the industry with clean tech. So why the hesitation now? Some critics say Toyota's just protecting its business model, but others believe the company sees something the rest of the industry is missing. Instead of going all in on EVs, Toyota is doubling down on hybrids, better gas engines, and hydrogen technology, solutions they believe are more practical and affordable for people around the world. The EV pushback, Toyota's unpopular but thoughtful stand at the COP26 climate summit in 2021, most carmakers pledged to phase out gas-powered vehicles by 2040. Toyota? They said no thanks. While they promised to continue working on EVs, they also made it clear they weren't going to abandon other technologies just yet. This decision drew criticism. After all, Toyota invented the Prius. Why would they now hesitate on EVs? Their answer: the world isn't ready. Toyota sells cars in over 200 countries, many of which lack charging infrastructure, stable electricity, or the economic capacity to support an EV shift. Forcing a one-size-fits-all solution, Toyota argues, risks leaving millions of people without viable transportation. A vision beyond EVs, the Akio Toyoda approach. Former Toyota CEO Akio Toyoda, who led until 2023, wasn't afraid to ruffle feathers. He openly criticized the EV frenzy, arguing that betting everything on electric vehicles was short-sighted and potentially risky. While rivals were chasing Tesla's shadow, Toyota under Toyoda took a more diverse approach, improving hybrids, developing hydrogen-powered engines, and making combustion engines cleaner, not killing them off completely. This strategy frustrated environmental groups and industry insiders, but Toyota stood firm. His message was clear. The best way to reduce emissions is through a mix of technologies that work for everyone, not just those in wealthy or urban regions. Is this a risky move? Absolutely. If EV adoption accelerates faster than Toyota expects, they could fall behind. But if the transition hits snags, whether due to charging issues, grid failures, or high prices, Toyota might be the company that says, "We told you so." Already they're rolling out a new crossover in 2025 that's grabbing attention, not because it's electric, but because it's not. While others race to go fully electric, Toyota is betting on alternatives that might prove more resilient. The problems EV fans don't like to talk about. Let's get real, EVs have their issues. For one, batteries. Lithium mining is resource-intensive, water-draining, and damaging to local environments. Places like the Democratic Republic of Congo, a major cobalt source, have come under fire for unsafe mining practices and human rights abuses. And what happens when those batteries wear out? We don't yet have a solid, large-scale solution for recycling EV batteries. Without one, we risk creating a whole new environmental crisis. Add in the fact that most electricity still comes from fossil fuels, and the EV dream isn't quite as clean as it seems. The cost and convenience gap. The average EV still costs over $50,000 in the US, far more than the $35,000 average for gas-powered cars. Sure, government subsidies help, but they won't last forever. And in lower-income countries, EVs remain largely out of reach. Then there's charging. Home charging can take up to 40 hours depending on the setup. Fast chargers are faster, but they're expensive and not widely available. And what about people who don't have garages or private parking spots? Right now, the US has about 160,000 public chargers. Experts say we'll need millions more to support a full EV transition. That's going to take time, money, and political will. Toyota's bold bet: hydrogen-powered engines. So what's Toyota's big alternative? Hydrogen-powered internal combustion engines. Yes, you read that right. Instead of running on gasoline, these engines burn compressed hydrogen. They still give you that traditional driving feel, quick acceleration, engine sound, and fast refueling, but with near-zero emissions. Toyota already has working prototypes, like the Corolla Cross H2 and the hydrogen-powered GR Yaris. These aren't just experiments, they're fully functional cars that could hit the market soon. Hydrogen burns faster and cleaner than gasoline, but it's tricky. Toyota's engineers had to redesign critical engine parts and fuel systems to handle the intense pressure and heat. It took years and a lot of money, but they made it work. Why it matters: hydrogen-powered combustion engines could offer the best of both worlds, the performance and practicality of traditional engines with the eco-friendliness of zero-emission vehicles. They might not be for everyone, but Toyota believes they could be a game-changer in regions where EVs just don't make sense. While others chase the EV trend, Toyota is taking a more cautious, diversified approach. It's a risk, but if EVs hit roadblocks, Toyota might end up being the brand that's truly future-proof. It's like having your cake and eating it too. You get the thrill of a traditional car without spewing CO2 into the air, and that's what sets Toyota apart right now. While most of the industry is going all in on silent, battery-powered cars, Toyota is asking, what if drivers don't want to give up the fun part of driving? With hydrogen combustion engines, you keep the soul of the car, sound, responsiveness, and driving excitement, without the guilt of emissions. It's a bold move. Risky? Absolutely. But visionary? Quite possibly. Of course, hydrogen tech comes with its own set of challenges. The infrastructure for hydrogen fueling is almost non-existent outside of a few places like Japan or California. And producing clean hydrogen, what they call green hydrogen, is still expensive. But Toyota believes that if the industry and governments invest, like they have in EVs, these hurdles can be overcome. Think about it. If Toyota pulls this off, they'll offer drivers a clean, fast-fueling, emotionally engaging alternative to EVs. One that doesn't rely on massive battery packs, rare earth metals, or fragile power grids. And that's a huge deal, especially for countries where electricity is unreliable or where the cost of building EV infrastructure is too high. What Toyota's doing is betting on flexibility. Not one solution, but many. Hybrid, hydrogen, plug-in hybrid, electric, and improved combustion engines. a toolbox of technologies to match different needs around the world. That's not just smart engineering, that's long-term thinking. While the industry rushes to check the 100% electric box, Toyota is playing the long game. They're saying, let's not rush into a one-size-fits-all solution. Let's give people choices that fit their reality, whether that's a big city with chargers on every corner or a rural town where electricity flickers during storms. So, will Toyota be proven right in the years to come? Will hydrogen combustion engines spark a new wave of clean performance cars? Or will EVs dominate so fast that there's no room for alternatives?